So I mentioned that Gen Z have stopped drinking at concerts. A lot less than previous generations. And I mean,
price?
We talk about the money. My gosh. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we did things that middle-class people won't be able to afford in 5 years. One of those is both eating and drinking at a music festival. You only can afford to do one. You know what I mean?
Well, just a live event in general. I mean, even if you go to a baseball game or a blues game.
Oh, a sporting event? Yeah, any sporting event, any festival.
I've never been to a Clippers game. What's the prices at the Clippers?
They're a little. They're
I was going to say, usually minor league is a better financial experience.
It's a fun time, too. It's a nice stadium.
Yeah. It's a social event.
That's what I say. Usually minor, they do a great job of stuff in between innings and all that.
I will say that they have had flasks around since forever. And there's a reason, because nobody ever wants to pay for alcohol now more than any time.
But you got to be able to get your flask through the metal detectors.
That's right.
Once upon a time, there weren't those.
Boy, that was a staple of going to a Buckeye game. Was a flask. Because they didn't even sell alcohol for so long. You know.
Without the metal detectors, do you go through without it? And then once you're through, like have your buddy toss you one from like, hey, all right, here's the flask. I'm going to go through next.
Do they do metal detectors at the Horseshoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I remember getting Wanda going through. They have to now.
Yeah. Okay. Can you get a plastic flask, maybe?
Probably.
Oh, that's the way to go.
Right?
Anything can be a flask if you want it
to be.
That's
right. That's a great point. You know, you could fill a water bottle full of vodka. No, who's going to know? You know. According to a live music CEO from Minneapolis, one of the biggest reasons, though, that Gen Z has stopped drinking at concerts, very simple, marijuana edibles. They're either eating edibles or there's more of a sober mental health focus, the story says. Most of the ticket price goes to the band, so venues count on selling drinks, and that's not going to be a sustainable revenue stream. According to Billboard, the new trend, which is hurting smaller concert venues, began to emerge, obviously, after the pandemic. Coming out of COVID, everything about the live music business was turned upside down. And there is a 25% difference now between Gen Z's alcohol consumption at concerts and that of millennials, Gen X, and boomers. Again, though, while alcohol use is down, marijuana use is up. On X, one concert goer highlighted the trend by blaming the expensive price of drinks at venues. Said Madison Square Garden charged me $40 for a tequila sunrise.
Jeez.
$40.
Mike said he owns 2 plastic flasks. Jennifer says you can buy a hairbrush flask.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, so we got all kinds of flasks in disguise. Yes, of course. In a reply to the guy who got charged $40 for the tequila sunrise, somebody said, follow me if you've also been victimized by MSG drink prices. Madison Square Garden. Another one said, I got a tequila Red Bull and the bill was $48. Somebody said, me and my $26 White Claw against the world. I wouldn't give you 26 cents for a White Claw.
Would you? Okay. No other alcohol except a White Claw. And you want to drink bad because you're feeling it. The vibe is going. What do you got? White Claw. What else? White Claw. Are you ponying up or are you just going to...
$26?
You're going to sober ride it out.
I mean, I'm going to get a decent buzz off a White Claw, how many do you have to drink?
I don't know. I don't have claws out over here.
Like 4?
I don't know.
Well, 1 for me. I can tell you that. And I like White Claw. I know it's really popular to crap all over White Claw, but I think they're kind of tasty.
You know what? It's not. I don't mean to crap on it. My problem with it is everybody acts like it's something brand new, and it's just another form of a wine cooler that we've had forever.
Huh.
So
it's no Bartles and James.
Bartles and James. Another person confirmed they're part of the demographic who would much rather enjoy marijuana than shell out money for high-priced drinks. One person tweeted, I'm sparking up and saving myself a $100 tab, which is what it would cost you for the 4 White Claws. You know. Crazy, man. But I'm not surprised. It just doesn't surprise me. A lot of that's the great thing about tailgating. You know, you can do all that before you go in, but with these festivals, you're there all day, and it usually doesn't last. So you kind of find yourself in a situation where you got to do something.
Captain Redbeard said, I'm going sober before I drink the claws.
Well, there you go.
Charlene says she filled a Voss water bottle full of tequila and got it into Sonic last year. Did you already read that one?
No, nope. That's all
Okay.
you.
Well, yeah, and they, you're allowed to bring in a water bottle. They've said that, but they also say it has to be sealed. So maybe they're not checking that closely.
Well, those giant Stanley cups. I don't know, man.
Right?
Full of tequila.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let you bring that one in. But
Yeah, I mean, the prices are ridiculous. Like, I still feel like you could go a little bit cheaper and still make money. You know what I mean? You could do it based on volume. And I feel like if you rethink your pricing, where let's say you have 500 people at a show, if it's $26 a drink, you might get, let's say, 500 people buy a drink. But if it's half of that for a drink, what if 500 people buy 2 or 3 drinks? Now you're making more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because not everybody at $26 a drink is going to drop $200 on a bar tab to watch a show.
right. Yeah, count me in that. I'm not doing that.
You just show up drunk. That's what people start doing, right?
Which I think
then there's all
leads
kinds
to
of
more,
trouble.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
which leads to more issues.
Greg Lambden said there's even a tampon flask. Charlene said, Kelly's a cheap date, LOL.
I am a cheap date.
Mike Funk says, whatever happened to Zima? Who cares?
I like all that stuff. I don't know. I'm just kind of a fruity, like little fizzy type drink person. If I'm going to have it, because I usually don't drink at all.
Yeah, but
if
here's
I'm going to have something, I'll drink a White Claw. Who cares? They're good.
Here's the thing, though. Your taste changes as you get older, and you can actually are legal age to buy your own alcohol. Because back in the day, if you were underage drinking, and you're like, all right, all we got is Zima. Let's do it.
Yeah, you don't care.
Right.
Can't be choosy.
Yeah,
Zima it up.
You just chug it and then,
Right.
But
But now, if you went to a party, if you're over 21 and you went to a party, you're like, what do you got to drink? Zima. I'm going to make a beer run. I'll be back.
This is a different kind of description. Matt said, I'm with you, Rick. White Claw tastes like TV static.
Yeah, everybody says that.
What is that? I don't even know what that means.
Everybody
TV
says, oh,
static.
it tastes like flavored TV static. I've seen that a million times.
I
That's
didn't
just people crapping on White Claw because you guys can't handle the fact that they're delicious.
I don't hate them. I just.
It's just not
Am
your
I
drink.
the only one who's never tasted TV static to know?
That's what I'm saying. I don't. You can say that about anything, and I'd say, "What do you mean?"
Do you not understand the correlation between something really, really fizzy in your mouth, like tingling on your tongue, and TV static?
All right. I get it.
You don't
I
get-
it.
okay.
I get it.
I
There.
got it. Sorry.
Here.
We're stupid, Kelly. Sometimes you have to break it down.
Okay. Oh, so Charlene said with her bottle, it had a sticker on it around it, and you heat it up, and you can peel it off the lid. Then you fill it up, and then you can seal it back up again.
Oh, sly.
Look at you, Charlene. Brilliant.
Kelly, you're getting some defense on the claws.
Oh, yeah?
And some not.
I love
It's
Jeff.
okay. I mean, whatever. It's like nothing.
Jeff Smith said, "You're not stupid, Lewis. Just manly men. We don't drink that BS."
Jared said, I'm a PBR guy, but that mango White Claw is pretty good.
Matt says,
Oh, really?
I like beer, but I'll drink White Claw if need be. They have the same alcohol content.
I mean, if you need to get drunk, yeah. If there's nothing else and I want a buzz to catch up with everybody else, I'll just chug them. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and sip them.
Popcorn Pam would do the Bartles and James before the claw.
All right. Okay.
Those were good. Remember those came in 2-liter bottles? Kind of
Did
like oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah,
Jeremy says the neutrals taste better than the claws.
Oh, okay.
We have neutrals in the house. I've never had one, though.
I don't even know what that is. Jeff said, just manly men, we don't drink that BS. And that was kind of true. I mean, for the guys, we were always drinking beer and maybe doing shots, and the girls were drinking wine coolers and screwdrivers and, Midori sours. And
I'll tell you, I was telling you guys off the air, and Rick, you kind of are on the same boat that I am because we're getting closer and closer to what? We got Bloboflex coming up. We got Sonic Temple coming up. So there's a good chance that we will be out with Blitz Nation at these events.
yeah, that's when I drink.
Right.
At concerts.
But I will go. I can't go like rum and Coke, bourbon and Coke, and then switch to beer or vice versa. If I start out drinking beer, I'm drinking beer. If I
Yeah.
start out drinking a mix, I'm drinking a mix. I don't mingle the two. They have to keep their fair distance.
Yeah. I don't like mixing either. I don't know. It just never goes well.
Greg, real men drink whatever the hell they want.
That's right. Jeff also said he's a Jack and Coke guy. He says, but I pregame before shows because a double shot of Jack and Coke was $15.
Yeah.
That's better than a $26 White Claw at Madison Square Garden.
And I think it was Manuel who said a whole pizza was
That
like
was a double.
$70. And I'm like, but I think they count on the fact that you come in ripped out of your mind and then get hungry. You're like,
Bad financial
whatever.
decisions.
Exactly.
Doug Rogers said, give me an 8-pack of Little Kings. I haven't even heard
That's the little green
King-
bottles?
Yes, I haven't
Okay.
even thought about those forever. They still sell Little Kings?
I don't know.
Is that still around?
I don't know.
That was like, yeah.
I know
that was underage drinking days there.
It may be different now. I know the first underage beer we ever had was we cleaned out my friend's dad's fridge, and he had this beer called Top Hat. And we found out that you could only buy it, I think, in Indiana. And I remember we had to wake his older brother up and drive us to Indiana to replace the beer that we drank the night before. And that was not a fun trip. This is why you don't drink underage. Disclaimer.
Nikki Newland did let us know that you can buy the tampon flask at waterbeds and stuff. So we know what she did with her gift card.
Gonna get a couple of those.